Hello! Today I thought I'd talk about the sewing up the last of the squares to the body of the blanket, because there is a certain amount of accommodation needed to get it even. So first of all I sewed up per the instructions, and I just did the strips of 5, so 5, 4, 2, 4, 5, and then the ones can be sewn in when all the strips have been put on. So here we've got your strip of 5. When you're doing these, make sure you go right up to the corner. So start in the middle chain of the corner, to the middle chain of the corner, and end on the middle chain of the corner, and leave your ends long because they're really useful for sewing up, making sure you've got no holes in the corner. Now, the body of the blanket has 121 trebles plus 2 chains in the corner, giving you 125 stitches, and you've got 5 squares to go into 125 stitches, which gives you a very nice 25 stitches per square. However, the squares have got 23 trebles and 2 corner chains, which is 27. Now if you ignore the ones where we've done the join of the sides, that gives you 23 plus 2, so that gives you the 25 we need. But the end ones, even ignoring that one, you've got the 23 trebles, 1 chain there and 2 there, so you've got to accommodate the extra 1 stitch in here and in here. So the easiest way to make sure you're right is to place markers in the body of the blanket. So every 25 stitches pop a marker in. So at the corner you've got 2 chain and then 3 trebles for your corner, so that's 5. Now you might have done 2, 3, 2, 3, I've done 3, 2, 3, 2. Either way 3 and 2 makes 5, so you've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, pop a marker in. And these will be very useful when you get to the edge of the square. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go, we've got the markers in. So I have done all the strips. This is the last strip I'm doing, so you have to pretend this one's not here. So you're going to go into the middle chain of the 3 chain space. So that's your first treble, that's a chain, that's a chain. So in through here, and then right sides together into the middle chain of this square. So that's that one. So at this point you're going to do the accommodation. So that's the first one. So then the next stitch is going to be the last chain of this corner and the last chain of that corner. And then because we need to lose one of the stitches from the square, we're going to go back into the same stitch from the body of the blanket and into the next stitch on the square. So now you've got the same number of stitches along to here. It won't look quite right because the body of the blanket is, well, mine is looser than the squares, but it will all come together beautifully once it's sewn up. So again, so now stitch for stitch, you're going to sew the square to the body of the blanket, and hopefully you won't have missed a stitch and it should all match up when we get to the first marker. Right, if everything has gone according to plan, as you approach the stitch marker you should have hopefully the right number of stitches. So you ignoring the join here, here's the marker. So on the body side of the blanket I've got 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and on the square side 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we're now up to the marker. So you're going to ignore this join, and we're going to go, so that's the first chain in that corner. We're going to ignore the join and we're going to go into the last chain of the next square over. So pick up the back of the stitch from the body of the blanket and the last chain, sorry, of the corner space. Just get that out of the way. Pull it snug. And then you're fine for the next 3 squares. So you'll get to the next marker, and again, if everything has gone according to plan, when you're joining the stitch before the marker, it should go in to the first chain space of the corner. You're then going to miss the join. The first stitch after the marker goes into the last chain of the corner. So that's going to go all the way down. And then you're going to have to accommodate the additional stitch of the last square, and I found the easiest way to do that was right at the end. So if the 2 chains in the corner match, you're going to try and accommodate the extra stitch somewhere at the very end. Okay, I hope that helps.